Hello and welcome to this video discussing ordinance, coordinates, and linear equations. So all points are created out of two variables, an x and a y. And each of these are called ordinates. If you have two of them together, then they are coordinates, coordinates. When we have a linear equation, it relates two variables together. For example, the number of hours you work and the amount of money you get paid. That's an example of relating two variables together. If you work 2 hours, you're going to get paid 18 bucks. Or if you work 10 hours, you're going to get paid 90 bucks, assuming you're getting paid $9 an hour. So when we have two variables related to each other, we end up using an equal sign. An example of a line might look like this: 3x plus 2y equals 6. That's a linear equation. Or maybe we'd have 5x equals 2y plus 1. That's another linear equation. You'll always see an x, a y, and an equal sign. That's how we'll know it's a linear equation. In some situations, they might ask you to find a coordinate. For example, in this problem here, they might ask you to find y when you know what x is. For example, if x 4, then we can figure out what y is. They might ask you to figure out what y is. So be aware, we have three procedures for figuring out a problem like this. First of all, you need to figure out if the ordinate they give you is an x or a y value. Well, here they've given us an x value. 4 is an x because it's the first value written. Now, we need to plug that known value in for the variable. Since 4 is an x, I'm going to plug it in here. I'm going to get 3 times 4 plus 2y equals 6. We now can solve this equation for y. 3 times 4 is 12 plus 2y equals 6. I'm trying to get y by itself, so I'm going to minus 12 to both sides. I get 2y equals negative 6. We divide by 2 to get y equals 3. And so that's my missing value. That's the missing value that I would put in the coordinate negative 3, because negative 6 divided by 2 is negative 3. We could do the same one on this one. Maybe this is the value we don't know, and they tell me that y is 2. Can we find the x value? Sure. They've given us y, that's the first step. We need to plug that in for the y. So we're left with 5x equals 2 times 2 plus 1. Well, 2 times 2 is just 4, and 4 plus 1 is 5. When we divide by 5, we found out that the x, the missing coordinate, is 1. So we put a 1 in for our answer. Okay, here are 3 questions we'd like you to try that will better show if you've mastered the idea of ordinance, coordinates, and linear equations. Go ahead and pause your video now and try these 3 questions. Use the procedures to help you solve these ones. Unpause when you're ready. Okay, great. Let's take a look. This first one, they told us we need to find the x value if y equals 1. Well, to do that, we need to identify if they've given us x or y. Well, they give us y. So let's plug 1 into the equation. So we'd have 2x plus 5 times 1 equals 11. Well, 5 times 1 is just 5. So if I solve now for the other variable, which is x, I'm going to minus 5 to both sides. I get 2x equals negative 4. So x equals negative 2. That's what the x value would equal. Let's go on to the next two. Or the next one here. It says find the missing value. Here they've given us an x value. They told us that x is 3. So let's plug that in. It's going to be 2 times 3 plus y equals 10. 2 times 3 is 6, so 6 plus y equals 10. When I minus the 6 over to get y by itself, I get y equals 4. So that is the missing ordinate. The missing y value is 4. And so I know the point is 3, 4. On this last one, they tell us, is 4, -3 a solution to y equals 2x minus 11? Ooh, this one is almost the same, but in this situation, they've given us both the x and the y. They've given both of them to us. We know that 4 is the x and y is the -3, so I can plug both those values in. Let's see, y is -3, so I get -3 equals 2 times x is 4 minus 11. So I get -3 equals 8 minus 11. Well, that's -3 equals -3. Because this is a true statement, then yeah, it makes sense. This point is on this line. It is a solution, and we would say yes. If we ended up getting these not equal, like it was 5 equals 7, or 6 equals 2, or 11 equals 400, if those were not equal, then we would know that that point is not a solution to the line. Thanks for watching this refresher video.